Good day. It's a great day on this Tuesday day of another week, which is so exciting to have you again to watch and listening and to learn how to build wealth in this day and time that we're in. Today we're going to talk about why is important to partner with somebody doing real estate and helping you to build your wealth. Why is it important for you to find out where you at and where you want to go at? And so we are here today on Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I have the opportunity to come and sit and talk with you and motivate you, get you to a place and why you want to, build wealth, why you want to start something in your life. We're really getting down to the end of this year. Wow, how fast this year went. We're getting ready to end 2021 and getting ready to go to 2022. And I hope that everybody that's watching me today understand what's important. This is why I want to really dodge in this today. Why is it important to find you a mentor? Find a person to partner with you in building your wealth, because this channel helps you build wealth. This channel helps you to get started in life and knowing who to partner with. We can go from day to day, week to week, month by month, year by year, and never get nowhere. And knowing what we want and how we want to reach those goals, how we want to get there. There's so many stumbling blocks can come in our way that will hold us back from getting to what we need to get into. But I've come to encourage you today that when you want to build something, we got to get going. We got to get started. We got to get motivated. We got to stay on point so we can meet those goals. Don't let nothing stop you. That's why it's important why you have that coach in there. That's why you have that person that's sitting in that backside of your life and pushing you to your destiny, pushing you to the drive that you need to get into. And so this time when we build our broadcast, so it's giving you a point that every Tuesday I'm coming. Every Tuesday I'm going to talk about how we can do this. What's important for us to do this and why we need to do this. Because some people will allow you just to be hanging around and missing the great ability of what you can do. So I'm giving this to you today, that what you want to do is build wealth. How you want to build wealth is we want to start somewhere in our life with a plan that may get through working together. So it's important why we need this. It's important because sometimes whether you a investor that's been doing it for a while, whether you're a newcomer, whether you do this on the side, you got a part-time, you have a main job, but you do the real estate on the side to bring you some other returns on your money. Or you might just be an investor. You might not get totally into it. Whatever reason it is, let me show you why is it important for you to team up with somebody that's doing real estate like us and get into it to help motivate you to that point that you knowing what to do. First step that we're going to deal on is why it's important to have that person. Number two, can you find that right person? Number three, is it important to have a coach or a mentor? These things you need to know and why. Number one, let's go by why you need one. You can get up and search the internet, look for properties. You can take your cash flow and purchase and to buy one, and then you could get it all done, finishing, and then you can give it to someone else to sell for you. That's typically is what you do. I mean, how you can do it. You don't need a great scholar, to map you through some of these deals. You know, it's easy. Just like I said, just get up, search the internet, search for properties, get on Zillow, find out where they at, find out what they're selling for, where they at. You know, Zillow is free. It costs you nothing. Get up every day or every evening, search the web. You know what I mean? Get on Facebook, get on Market. You know what I mean? Type in buy homes. Uh, uh, and watch out. The list come for all buying homes, whether it be for 20, 50,000 to a half a million or a million. You know what I mean? It's easy. That's all you gotta do. It's like I said, get on your internet and just search and just go forth. And then you'll end up, you might find one, you might find that seller, you might find that buyer, and you have to put a little bit in, a little that in, and then you done made a great return off your money. That's what you do. Just go forward. You know, go ahead. You know, you don't need a person like us. You know what I mean? You can just do it on your own. You don't need them. But I said that this class was today is telling you why you need to mentor, why you need a coach to take you through step by step. Why is important? So the why will be important that you need an investor, one that's experienced, one that's been in deals, ones that know how to put deals on the table and get those deals done. You have a lot of people that's search the internet, can come up with their own come up with their own plan. And in their plan, they can have step 1, step 2, step 3, or they can have A, B, C. You know what I mean? This is what you do. The first day you get, read my startup package. And you get the startup package, you read the startup package, give you different information about, you know, what real estate is, how real estate works. You know what I mean? And then you go to step 2, maybe, you know, reading a script, you know what I mean? Calling the seller up, telling the seller so many ways to find out is he really a motivated seller or she's a motivated seller. And then as you search the, you know, that list of due diligence and that list, and then find out what way you could do it or what structure that you could do it. You know, I mean, some people can, you know, I know I've talked to some people, you know, that's all they need is somebody to give them a piece of paper and they can walk that process through. But some people need that hand on hand. And this is why you'll need that really that's why you need that mentor or you need that coach, because you need them to really take you by the hand. You know what I mean? Show you how to search the internet, or even better, you know, you can already partner with some people that's already got properties and they're trying to get, you know, dump them to an investor. There it is right there. Your battle's over with because that person already in his life, he's already put things together. So what's good about it, you don't have to go and reinvent the wheel. Only thing you have to do is just partner with that right coach, and then that coach can help you to guide you through it. You don't need to sit there and try to crowd your mind up and get all frustrated, you know what I mean, and hearing, you know, great stories around you and telling you how they made it through real estate and how they, you know, been assessed today and how they have took this and created this to get that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's good to hear that, but then you need that mentor in your life, that one that can tell you that, hey, listen, all of us have to have a mentor so we can mentor. We got to. You know, you can't mentor and then you never been nobody mentor you. You know what I mean? You gotta understand that everybody has to have somebody in this line in any line of business or anything in life. They gotta have someone that's always constantly giving them the opportunity to make what they want to make and do what they want to do. So my job is to look at your goals and find out what your goals is. That's a coach. That coach will look at your goals, find out what you want, find out when you want to go, and what time you want to get that goal accomplished. We sit down and we analyze this plan, because you always heard me say this: you need a plan. You gotta have it down. You can do nothing in this day and time or your life without a plan. You gotta be structured in that. That's one of the most key things that we ever do. And while we're building wealth or getting anything in life, we got to have a plan. We got to have something in front of us, so the people that's partnered with you, or the people that's with you, can see where you're trying to go at. You gotta sit there every day and explain what you want. Just flat back, look at what you got on paper, and say, okay, we already did day 1. Day 2, we out searching the streets. We're looking out for properties. Day 4, we're gonna start making contacts. Day 5, then after a while, we find out we got one, we got it under contract. Then we're gonna feel it if we're gonna wholesale it, or we're gonna rehab it, or we're gonna use it for rental, hold, buy and hold. I mean, however, then that's where you knowing, but you knew that from the beginning when you talk to that seller. You know that for like, I mean, you talk for when you talk to that seller, you'll know if he motivated, she or him motivated to, you know, I mean, hey, I need to get in, I need my money, I need to get out. So then you know, typically, okay, I need to go and find me an investor or find me some money to go ahead and buy him out. You know what I mean? And then I can control that deal. Because you always want to be in the seat of controlling those deals. You never want to be in the back seat and he's driving and he's telling you where to go at. But you trying to tell him in the back seat where to go at. You got to switch. You got to switch. You got to get out of that front seat. I mean, you got to get out of that back seat, get in that front seat, and get into the driver position so you can drive that deal to closing. That's what you want to do. So you need to sit in the right place so you can handle that right. So you don't need to be on the side trying to handle that deal. You need to control that deal. So when we get it under contract, then we control that deal. Not them. We control that deal. That means we say what we want and we do it the way we want to. That's why we need to get it under contract. I mean, anything can be done verbally, but at the end of the day, you want to get it under contract. So your whole mindset, and when you're doing real estate and that coach is telling you, let's get it on under contract. Why is it important to have it under contract? So that means you can then be the driver. That's what you want to remember. You want to construct that deal to closing. You want to get paid for that deal. So whoever is have that contract is the one that's going to get paid for that deal. So that's what I'm saying. The coach is very important to be in your life at this time to making your success come alive. So that way you can then look at that deal and say, he said, him or her can say to you, look, this is the way we struck that deal. You got to be first. Because if you don't become first, you ain't going to make anything out of this deal. You really going to get that deal away. I've seen that happen so many times where deals came in people's lives, and then some people didn't know how to structure that deal. So what they did, they let somebody else be in the driver's seat. They let that person drive them to their destination, but they're in the back seat talking about their destiny and their plan and how they're going to make it work. But the person that really have the deal is driving that vehicle. That person is going strictly to where it's going to go to make that deal happen. That's why you want to switch your driver. You want to get him, her out of that driver's seat, and you sit in that driver's seat and holding your contract in your hand and taking that contract to the closing. That way you can get paid off of that deal. Why come across a deal and come across your table? You try to handle that deal, never done a deal before, have done deals, but they all fell through. Have partnered with people and they made all the deal, and you made none of the deal because you didn't know how to structure that deal. You didn't know how to become the one on the contract. You're not the one. You're not the one that really signed it. They are the one signed it. All of my deals has been signed by me. They have been signed, so that gives me more control of that deal. Not the lawyer, not the surveyor. Watch me. Not even the bank, because who controlling the deal is me. I'm controlling the deal. So at the end of the day, where we got to go to closing, they're looking for me to go to closing. They're looking for me to go to closing. And when they're looking for me to go to closing, they're looking for me to go to closing with money. I'm controlling the deal. So when you come to controlling the deal, you have more assets in that deal than anybody that's on that at that table. You, because you the one caused the realtor to come. You caused your lawyer to come. You caused the surveyor to come. You caused the bank to come. You control that deal in 4 ways. That's why I'm saying you need to be. That's where it's important. You find an individual that's coaching you or you get with someone that I'm hoping that I'm really stressing to you today that you can say, hey, the light come on, say, you know what, I need to partner with him. I need to really partner with him. I need to let him help me work through some of these deals that I might already have. You already may have got a contact with somebody, and you just don't know how to construct that deal. But their deals come across my table 9%, quite a bit. Some of them I take, some of them I listen to what the deal is and show them how to structure the deal. Just like yesterday, I got a phone call. Somebody was sharing a deal with me again. Somebody, it was a great deal, but then was trying to get the deal where they didn't come out their pocket with no money, and then the buyer would allow him to work that deal so the seller don't have to do anything but control the deal. That's what you want to do. When you buy that deal from that seller, you want to control it. You want to get that from that seller's hand because you're the buyer. You want to get out of that seller's hand and get it in your hand. Now, you as the buyer do what? You control the deal now. You control the deal all the way to you get paid, or the deal comes under your name, so you can put in your portfolio that you own now 5 or 7 properties in your portfolio that you have created out of that seller's hand. That's where you want to sit at. And I'm telling you why it's important today that you get that mentor, or you get that coach. Why is it important? That's why it's so much important to help structure your deals. What is the need of that coach or that investor? I mean that coach or that mentor. What does it really need? Why do you need them? They the ones that should be. Let me give you homework on this. They be the ones that should have been already working deals. So they should already know when that deal comes to them, they know how to work it out. So let's go back to my phone call yesterday. Phone call came yesterday. Hey, Wayne, I have a deal. The seller owns this much of property, and the seller wants to stay in one, and we want to split it down. How can we structure this deal? Wants me to come. I want to, pay him out so that he has no more control of that deal. And so I said, well, how about, and the conversation went more than that. So I'm just only giving you synopsis of how the deal went, and not giving you truly the definite of how it really went. And so what I done is showed him, hey, how about this? How about you tell him he can stay on there, he can stay on the property, allow you come on the deed, and you take care of some of the responsibilities. So he said out of his own mouth, watch this. He said out of his own mouth, I could pay the taxes because the taxes are $600 a year. Wow, that was a no-brainer. You got a piece of property that you're paying $600 a year. What if he owned that property for 5, 7 years? You know what I mean? But he's maintaining the taxes. So as he's maintaining the taxes, he's buying the property at a later date, which is he's still in the seat. The person that called me is still in the seat. But how's he in the seat? His name is not on the deed. He didn't go to closing. But what he did, he positioned himself that one day he's able to control that deal or take him to where he needs to go to. So where you are at now, he's going to control the deal. If he goes on the deed with him, that means whatever happens to him, the property will go magically to the person that called me. So that's is what we call a one-on-one situation, that when he had come up no money out of his pocket, they structured a deal where he's give him so much money a month. He's taking over the taxes. Watch. He's controlling what? He's controlling that deal. He's going to control that deal so then he can be the one in the seat. Typical another one. Now show you another deal. All this is where these deals come to me and I control them in this way for them. I'm coaching them. I'm mentoring them. I'm showing them how this thing can work. So another deal came to me. Another man that made us so much money in the year. He don't want to sell the property. What he wants to do is give it to a nonprofit organization. So now how he gonna come in that deal where he don't have a nonprofit organization? So then here come me. Again, the coach or your mentor will tell you how to structure that deal, so then you can take the seat, come out the back seat and get in the driver's seat so we can drive this deal. Our key is to drive that deal to closing. All right. So what I've done is showed him how to take that deal and structure that deal. So number one, what we did is then we start searching for private organizations that we could partner with. See? Because the only thing he wanted to do is give the deal to someone that has a nonprofit organization so he can get a tax write-off. So we partner with a nonprofit organization. All right. Then what we did, then after because we're in the process now of structuring this deal, but I'm just showing you how you can structure this deal to make this deal work for you or however it needs to work. You just, start, you got to start brainstorming. And brainstorming sometimes is coming out the box and not doing things like then it would have been where you take a piece of paper and I know some of you have heard this term, that you could do a agreement between that person and the person that's trying to get rid of the property. And you can sometimes do it through what we call lien or a piece of paper. We could take a home on and put a certain certificate in that contract that will allow you to buy that property at that time for a later date. But then you only have it as a contract. Then as you get that contract, and as the contract goes in, then you take it to your lawyer. Then your lawyer would then take that contract and put that on the deed. And that means you can put a which you have attachments to the deed, that when the deed will say whatever it says on the front page, and then your attachment is attached to it. So that means you still have control of it. And so typically you could work a deal like that also. I've seen it. We used to back then when I first got into real estate, that was one of the boomest things you could do is sell your mortgage to somebody else. Somebody else take over those payments and get a great commission from that. And it's only that's what we call paper trail. Selling the paper trail. It's what that is. And so it still allows you to be controlled, because then what you done is sign that contract, got that on the contract again, and then sold it to another mortgage company, and the mortgage company took that payment over because they're looking for the long-term payments. Somebody's still paying over 3 years, 30 years in payments, and paying a significant payment at $500 a month, and paying that and you take over that note. You take over that debt, but you're gonna get it 20 years. So you bought it for what you bought it, but you gave that man $10,000 for him to walk off and give you the payments for $500 for the next 20 years. Okay, you bought that note. So those are ways, as I was saying, that you can create, and you can, that mentor is there for you. That means him or her is there to control you through those deals, to get you to point one, is to get that connection. After you get that connection to agreement, put it on a contract, take that contract and put that contract to work. So that when you put it to work, then you're going to then see whether I need to sell it or do I need to wholesale it, whatever. So you can make your return. Then you can sell it. However you need to fix it up, like I said, lease it, give it to somebody or lease it, or however you need to get your money. How do you make that money? That's how you structure that deal. I'm not going to say all deals work the same. All deals don't work the same. So that's what I'm saying now. I'm not this specific saying this is the way you got to do it. What you do, you look at that deal, then you decide. And looking at that deal, because then you got to look at the seller and see if that seller is going to be able to do what you need to do, so you can, structure that deal, like put that deal together. And then when you put that deal together, then it can work in the way it needs to work in. So I say to you, this is how we do this. This is how we put these deals together, so we can make these deals work. And the whole thing is to make sense. You want to make sense so you can go to closing. That's why you want to do. You want to make sense so you can then control the deal to get to the finish line is to get it to closing. And when you get to closing, that's when you're going to make your return. That's when you want to make that money, where it is in this term, so you can understand why it's important that really you with that investor, you're with that person that got the knowledge that coaching you through this process. So it could be in this sense. You buy the property for $20,000. All right, you have no clue where you want to wholesale it to somebody else to do the rehab on it. All right, to me. All right, so you get it under contract for $20,000, and then you wholesale it to me for $30,000. Well, you pay the person that you made the agreement that you got a contract you told him you'll give him $20,000. All right, then you bought it to me, and you sold that deal to me for $30,000. You bought it from him for 20, and then you sold it to me for 30. So in between the 20 and the 30 is your money. You made $10,000 not doing anything to the deal. You just switched paperwork. You just switched that contract from his contract. My contract overrides it then, because then he's only want 20. I'm giving 30. So typically the guy's gonna pay him off. He get his percentage, the 10 he made, and I'll get the property. All right. So you could do that, or you could took that same deal, pay the man 20, put 30 in it. I'm just saying, because we're not doing a deal. I'm not looking at the deal, and I'm not structuring that deal because I got to see what needs to be turned in that deal. But I'm just giving you the substance of how the deal needs to work. So when you look at it, you want to rehab it, and you're like, okay, I need to put 30 in it. So all you have in it is 50. You get your comps, you check your comps out, you check out what how much it will sell. I'm just doing small numbers out, and then you find that the property owns $100,000 fixed back up. So here goes again. You put 50 in it. This is the great thing, and partner with somebody that have the knowledge and know what he's doing. Him or her know. You put 50 in it. You sell it for $100,000. You done made $50,000 off of this deal. Watch this. Whatever you borrowed the money from, that $50,000 goes back to that person that you borrowed the money from. If you borrowed it from a private investment, or you bought it from the bank, you borrowed $50,000. You bought to pay them off and do the rehab. Then you pay that back off. Here it goes again. Here's a sweet thing about real estate and the deals. You buy small and make a big return off of that money. That's why it's very important to partner with somebody to help you get to the closing. So my time is up again. Man, I'm telling you, we always have a great time talking about how to build wealth. I hope that I have put something in your mind to think, or why you want to be a part of with Wayne Foster, with the WC Property Investment LLC. Why is it important? Why you need to invest with us? I'll give this invitation to you. Please think about what I'm saying. Get in contact with us, and let's build wealth together. Let me help you take those deals, or let me help you take that money. Whatever you have that you want to be a partaker of what we are doing, let me put this in your hand and create it come alive for you. So I'll tell you again, let's build wealth. This is Wayne Foster, the CEO of the WC and Property Investment LLC, and we talk about every Tuesday. Let's build wealth. Nice talking to you today. Nice being a part with you. Let's take it a little bit more further and close what we want to do in building wealth. Thank you.